A huge operation to broaden Afghan security control has taken place in a contested area of Helmand province. Ali Gibson joins us from Camp Bastion. Ali, what more can you tell us?
Well, this huge ANA and ANP-led operation, which is still ongoing, has been taking place in the Nahr-e Saraj district. 1,200 Afghan personnel surged into that region, try and expand the area of safety for the local population there and drive away the insurgency. 200 British troops from 12 Mechanized Brigade were also supporting this operation, but the focus was very much on letting the Afghan forces take the lead. Now, I've been speaking exclusively to the commanding officer of 3rd Battalion The Yorkshire Regiment about that mentoring process.
It's not been the easiest of tours for Three Yorks, but Op Calb 8 has allowed them to see in real terms the progress that has been made since they arrived in theatre earlier this year. Meaning Heart in Dari, this 8th Op Calb was planned and executed by the Afghan National Security Forces, as 1,200 Afghan personnel aim to expand security around Yakshal and Popolzai in the Nahr-e Saraj district, increasing freedom of movement for the locals.
In the north, in Yakshal, we were focusing on building 2 new checkpoints and giving some greater depth, in other words distance, from Highway 1 down into the actual area where the insurgents have been operating. And that was achieved. In addition, the insurgents were disrupted, and we've also seen some tentative signs of Afghan government reaching into Yakshal. Down in the south, very good progress by the Afghan police with the KRH, and they've developed 2 more checkpoints going up a route, and they've had very successful in-reach by the Afghan government into that area, which had been an insurgent heartland.
200 British personnel deployed in support of the op, including the Kings Royal Hussars, 3 rifles, 1 Royal Anglian, 1st Battalion Grenadier Guards, 1st Battalion Welsh Guards and 3 Yorks. Afghan forces discovered over 80% of the IEDs found, 44 out of 53, and seized insurgent ammunition and weapons supplies. Despite ISAF's recent announcement to curb some joint operations with the Afghan forces, in Op Calb 8 the mentoring role from British troops has been crucial.
In line with transition, we effectively did the wrap around that activity. So we shaped the activity and in terms of manoeuvre forces, put them around what was both an Afghan army clear in the north and down in the south with the Kings Royal Hussars battle group, a police clear up from the south. But it's really important to stress it was Afghans doing the decisive activity in the centre, but with ISAF enablement from around the periphery.
But working side by side with the ANSF has not been without risk. Just over a week ago, Sergeant Gareth Thursby and Private Thomas Rowe from Alma Company 3 Yorks were killed by a rogue Afghan local policeman they had been working with.
What kind of message do you give to your men at a time like this to sort of, keep their morale high and keep them going on this operation?
Well, I think the key message is that we are achieving our mission. It is about transitioning to an Afghan lead. And if we look at where we've come in only 4 months, just in terms of the Afghan base locations, how much they've moved, then we step out of the bases and look at how many patrols the army are leading, the police are leading. There is a demonstrable change. Transition is never easy. It's the hardest phase of any campaign, but you can visibly see that change. And that's what I tell my men to focus on, the Afghans taking the lead. And because you can see it, it's easier to explain to your people.
With a 2014 deadline soon approaching, it's hoped Op Calb 8 will work as a model long after British troops leave theatre.
So, Ali, how crucial is this operation?
Well, Nahr-e Saraj is still a very contested area of Helmand province. 18 British military personnel have been killed in this district so far this year. So the Afghan National Security Forces know that this is key ground that they need to drive the insurgents away from. Operation Calb 8 is still to continue for the next few days, and the Afghan forces are building a series of new checkpoints to maintain their presence in this region, but also to ensure that the progress that they've made on this operation is not lost.
Ali Gibson in Camp Bastion, thank you for that.